Hello, spirit friends. Welcome to my channel where we will be keeping the Jeep so you can rise and be awoken and no longer sleep. And today's topic is going to be about creation of mankind. And before I start, I want to introduce myself on who I am and where I come from. My name is Monte. I'm from Peoria, Illinois, and it's the home of Sean Livingston and Richard Pryor. Also, it's like 100,000 population here, right in the middle of like Chicago and St. Louis. We're right in the middle, so it's 2 hours by far for either way, going either way. Yeah, I created this channel for people that's, wanting to elevate their mind and grow in life and, just start a new beginning, with their mental state. I come from a superficial family and just a superficial life where, everything has been surface level, and I just got tired of it, and I needed to do more with myself. I needed to, you know, think bigger, plan bigger, uh, see the bigger picture at all times, So I create this channel for you guys to leave comments and, speak you guys' piece on, my questions or, whatever. And I have subjects. So I don't watch a lot of vlogging, and a lot of people do a lot of vlogs and they just ramble, nothing is structured. Everything is just everything. I didn't want my channel to be like that. I wanted my channel to have a lot of substance, structured and meaningful, And I feel like a lot of people have like minds like me, but they just don't have any outlets to like, express that, or don't know how to express it, or, this is strictly for people that want to, elevate and grow their mind, and or looking to grow their mind, don't know where to start, start here, so this is a cue card of my channel of Keeping the Jeep. And it's 8 questions, a subject and 8 questions. And all these questions are mine, not from Google. I didn't get this from anyone. This is all off my membrane, and some of them has been researched on, the questions that I have that I came up with. I did some research to know more about it. And outside of that, just off my knowledge and what I know from my spirit that resonates with my spirit. First question for creation of mankind. Could the ancestors and spirit guides we call on be just our highest self being that we already supposedly have all the answers? I believe, yes. It's our highest self already. We are all one with the universe, because without you as the person, as the human being that's watching this, vlog, and myself, actually, none of this would exist. Everything would cease to exist to this dimension and this reality. This would not exist to our knowing that we have right now, because we're in this 3D. We are part of this, so being that we was put here with no instructions and, everything is just free for all, everything we need to know in order to navigate this life correctly and be successful at it, we are our ancestors. We are by DNA. We are everything that was before us and everything after us. We are all that, so whatever we create here, we are that. So once I leave this world, my little one, my one daughter that I have, she is me now, Yeah, so we are our highest self. And only if you're operating out of that consciousness at all times. See, some people only operate out of 3D. And when you tap into that higher self, you do activate that ancestor mode, that spirit guide mode, that all that. But some people believe when it comes to the 3D, it's not to knock anyone. They believe that you have to give your power away to someone else and say that the ancestors and all these other things, instead of giving the credit to yourself and the universe. So, I mean, it's however you want to go about it. Question 2 for Keeping the Jeep. Is there really a purpose as people that needs to be fulfilled on earth? I feel like to each his own. This is a to each his own question. I feel like you don't need to do anything if you don't want to. You don't need to do nothing to try to, fulfill this 3D realm if that's not how you feel within your spirit. Your spirit tells you everything. That's your navigation. And this life that you're in, this lifetime, your spirit is your navigation. And I feel like if you're not listening to spirit, you're not listening to nothing. You can listen to anybody in the 3D, but that's not enough. Nobody that's operating on a superficial level of life is giving you anything that has to do within, and by that, you're actually navigating the wrong way. So you're actually going backwards. And when you go backwards, you start to feel like there is a purpose. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking anyone that does believe it's a purpose, but when you just going off spirit mode, you know, it's free for all, you know, it's free will. You can do whatever you want. You can sit at home all day and literally just, you know, play the game if you want to. If you're a gamer and you never want to leave the house and just call for everything that you need and, you know, you got the money to do so, you could do that, you know. So that may be, to some people, that's not a purpose, but to you, that's your purpose. You know, your purpose that you decided to make because you have free will. You decided to stay at home and just game all day. You know, so being that it's not nothing technical is what I mean for a purpose for you, where you need to be a laborer, you need to be a psychiatrist, you need to be a doctor, you know, and being that that's not the case in this life that we're in, it makes it unpurposeful. Number 3 on Keeping It Jeep. What if nothing exists in our reality until it's thought of? Man, this question gets me every time. I create these questions, but this question right here is big for me because when I used to do medicine, a lot of people know what medicine is. You know, I just always had this question. So being that I made my, you know, my channel and everything, I just felt like this question was needed, you know, for this channel, because a lot of people may think like this. Like I said, this channel is so beautiful because you can express how you feel. You know, you give me insight on things, I can give you insight from my questions, you know, and we could just bounce energy off each other, positive energy. And basically, you have to render everything. So nothing, I believe, nothing exists until you call for it. And what I mean by call for it, you have to want that in your consciousness first for it to, you know, come available for you. Have you guys ever watched like GTA and play GTA, I mean, and basically seen that when you driving, say you're driving, the buildings on the side, you don't start to see some of the things that's ahead of you start popping up until you start going that way. It's like generated for you and it start popping up, boom, 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 boom. Just everything start popping up. So basically, if you didn't decide to go that way, excuse me, that right there, all those things that you finna run into, the stores, the people that's online with you or whatever, didn't exist to your consciousness because you wasn't even thinking about going that way. So whatever that way doesn't even exist to your reality. So it's non-existent. So you have to want it and go for it and put your mind to wanting it, and that's how you create. So basically, we are all natural creators. We create this reality that we want every day. Nothing is set in stone and it's already there for us or nothing like that. We have to render it and want it and call for it, basically, by saying this is what I'm doing today and this is what I'm going for, and you just create that for your reality and it happens and you go to it and you do it, you know. So yeah, question 4 on Keeping It Cheap. Could some living creation just be an illusion as a backdrop to go along with our reality? Yes, a lot of things are backdrops, you know. So what I mean by this question is, it's like, have you guys ever like had a dog just walk up to you and you just going through the worst? You feel like your life is just going into shambles. You just, man, it's just, life is just beating you, some people would say. And you just get a dog walk up to you and just rub his head on you like this. You know, that dog in that moment, it's real to your consciousness, but it was only there to serve its purpose, which is to show you it's okay. You know, come here, it's okay. So after that, I'm not saying this is for every time or everything, but when it's needed the most, remember though, that most is big. When you need it the most and you're ready to give up and you're ready to not try no more, you get something that come your way, or a person or something or anything. And what happens is that energy it becomes an energy. It's the thing to your consciousness because it's a dog. So you believe that this is a dog, and it is a dog for that time being, in that time frame, in that moment. But afterwards, and it serves its purpose, it goes about its business and everything, it like disperses, turns into, you know, energy, you know. And that may sound a little movie-ish, but it's like, I believe that that's how it works, you know, because it needs to serve things. Certain things is here to serve certain purposes, and then, you know, it'll serve other people that needs that same help. Solely Now that's a purpose right there. That gives a purpose for that energy of life and the universe to basically those signs at you when you ready to just throw the towel in. That's when certain things become like, let me show you something. No, don't think like that. So yeah, when it comes to that, that's when it's real and you need to pay attention. Question 5 on Keeping the Jeep. Could the whole meaning of life period is to learn how to properly create as the gods we all are? Yes. Yes, we have to learn how to create. Because I feel like most of us, we learn the bare minimum of creating, and it's everything is a distraction. These phones, these people at your job sites, all these people are distractions to really uh, navigate your life how you want, like solely how you want, and to create what you want, to create what you want. And that's what this whole life is. If I had to give it a purpose, it would be because we all here to learn how to create. If you don't really fully learn how to create and you just keep it on a bare minimum level, which is superficial, and you just basically floating, you didn't really do what was needed to be done in this 3D realm, which is learn how to create. This is all about creation. If you ever thought about everything, everything down to a phone, down to a ring light, down to a seat, not a car, an actual seat, had to be up here first, be in the imagination first. It all started with a thought. Without that thought, none of these things would see, all these things would cease to exist. Number 6 on Keeping the Jeep. Does our future change by the second? Yes. Man, I can't kid you not. Man, it changes fast. So every decision has to be well thought of and consciously up here. You have to be up here with it at all times because it could cost you. It's a lot of people make one little small mistake, left their kid, at home, and they were just going up the street, and the kid, a little 1-year-old or 2-year-old, swallowed something because you left because they were asleep. That right there just changed by the second. Now this kid, passed away or got something that you got to take them to the hospital to get out of their throat. And now it just put DCFS involved and all these type of things. So now your life just changed in a matter of seconds. So every second counts. Always remember that. Always. Number 7 of keeping the Jeep. Could the people in our reality that we don't know just be extras and only exist in the moment, and after that moment plays out, they go back to an energy? Man, that's a good question. Yes, 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 yes. Because like I was saying earlier, the dog situation. Have you guys ever noticed when you guys are just driving on the highway, you've gone on a business trip or family trip. On the way to this family trip, there's people on the highway with you that you would never run into, never say a word to, but you see something on their car as you riding past them, going the same direction, saying, always, never neglect your kids. And you so happen to be neglecting your kids because you didn't take them with you on this, business trip or whatever, and they wanted to go. So that should have you thinking, because they was just there to serve that moment for you to realize something up here about what you've been doing and what you need to think about in your current life. And it's to wake you up. That's a sign for you. As some people would say, from the spirit guides and all that, that's where that would come in. That if you believe in, your spirit guides or up here, that's where that comes into play, where you get these signs thrown at you out of nowhere, and it just be like, aha moment. I needed that, or you see 1111 on a plate, and sometimes though it's crazy because some of these people that we be riding past and we get these signs, they don't look like real people. Sometimes it be spooky. I don't know. Yeah, I really believe it's just they go back to energy. They just there to serve that purpose. Like earlier I said with the dog situation, they serve that purpose and they got to keep it going. Okay, question 8 on Keeping the Jeep. Out of 7 billion people, how many people you guys think are not real and are just backdrop people? I believe if it's 7 billion people, 7 billion, at least 2 billion because they said 7 is an odd number for them to just say it's 7 billion people. I know it's a lot of people. For one, it might be a billion or 2 billion people that's not even accounted for, that had, you know, that just want to be off the radar with their kid, you know, or their kids, you know. So not even counting those people, but the people that's accounted for from the systems and putting their name and information in online and stuff. I believe at least 2 billion people is not real. Can't be. Just can't be real. There's just no way. They're not real. I'm not buying it. They're not real. At least 2 billion people in this world are just literally AIs, or people that's they just not a real existence. And we have to be okay with that, because if we okay with living with, you know, aliens and things like that, we have to be okay with that. Along with that, there's people in this world that's just navigating and just only energy solely. And, you know, and they just there to throw signs and hints at us for whatever that we feel in our spirit that we want to do with ourselves. They here to serve that. Hey, you need to see this because you off track right now, or you need to see this because you're doing good. You know, you're on the right track, and I just want you to know this is what you're missing. So they throw a sign out for these, out of these 2 billion extra people. They here to help us all like get to wherever we're trying to go within spirit, you know. So I feel like, yeah, that's the purpose. Make sure you guys also like and subscribe, and always comment. Please always comment. You know, tell friends. This channel, I built this channel. I'm building this channel to, you know, conversate with your friends and family and just people. You know, just express yourself. You know, express. Bring more questions or subjects for me. You know, and I'll build. You know, we can build it together. The questions to talk about, depending on what I choose. You know, I don't mind that. But I did this for people that, you know, so you won't be, people like to be shallow. Like, people like to be, you know, just small ball at all times, talking about materialistic, and that ain't always it. So please make sure you guys utilize this channel and spread the word, you know, because I'm coming with more fire. The more you guys engage and the more you guys want this, I promise you, I'm going to keep it coming.